Coach's Corner brought to you by the B.B. Calmer Alumni Association. Coach Adam Fossett of the B.B. Calmer Tigers joins us this morning. Coach, a disappointing loss to Dadeville, although Dadeville's a solid football team. You're in the game 21-21, 28-21 at the end of three quarters. Talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, I think and the 21-21 is kind of misleading because we had some other opportunities that we didn't take advantage of. I really felt like we were up 21-14 at one point in time, had a chance to swing the game, had a mental mistake, which ultimately falls on me as a coach. We get them stopped on fourth down. We're trying to line up for a punt return. It's like 4th and 3. I call a timeout. We call the guys over because I'm worried about a fake. I'm worried about it's short yardage. They're just across the 50-yard line. Anything can happen. So
and you're up a score.
Yeah, we're up a score. So, and I feel like we're starting to get some momentum. We go back out on the field. We got 12 on the field, and that's a coaching blunder. That's on us. That's one thing I told the guys after the game is that is us. That's a coaching blunder. That's our fault. So, and then we have some playing wise. I didn't feel like our focus was there. I felt like we were not focused getting off the bus. Felt like going through pregame that we just weren't ready.
You kind of sensed that, didn't you?
I did, yeah. And that when you get a feel for that, it kind of scares you a little bit. But the fourth quarter we couldn't stop the run. Dable's got 2 pulling guards that are probably some of the better pulling guards I've seen, and they're not real big, but they're very, very violent, very physical, and they out-physicaled us. Their fullback is very good at running the trap, and our defensive linemen were getting in the backfield all night. The problem is they're getting too deep, and we explained to them, and they've been coached. You get through if nobody blocks you, you stop at the heels of the guard because something's coming right at you. So. There's actually numerous plays where we run right past the ball carrier, and then we turn our shoulders and look back, and he's already gone.
5 touchdowns on the ground for Dadeville against B.B. Calmer, and you kind of hang your hat on defense, and that had to be a disappointment for you a little bit.
Yeah, it was. And you look at you go back and replay all this stuff in your head, and you look at the fact that we had really nothing on them. So. It's kind of a crapshoot as far as what they were going to do. We in the coaching world, you reach out to people and say, "Hey, what do they do? What's this?" But without seeing it and knowing exactly what they're doing, it makes it a little bit tougher. But either way, at the end of the day, you got to line up and play, and that's and then you take that with the fact that you're replacing so many people. Missing John Murphy is huge in the middle, just from a standpoint of getting lined up and a standpoint of him going and getting the ball. So, we've got 2 new linebackers there we've got 3 to 4 guys right there that we're trying to rotate in and out to see who stands out, who can really get after it for us and get us lined up. And
it got away from you a little bit in the fourth quarter. You're trailing 28-21 going into the fourth quarter. It gets away from you a little bit. You start to play some of your younger guys, but Dadeville, they didn't counter. They stayed with their starting lineup.
Yeah. Late in the game, we put our young guys in, let them play, and we gave up a score as time expired, and that was all JV guys in there, just getting some reps. That's one thing I believe in is getting those young guys some reps and getting them an opportunity to play on Friday nights, because ultimately they're going to be the ones out there on Friday that are starters for you. So we put our young guys in, and I look out there and we got freshmen in. We got my freshman quarterback in, and a little freshman running back in, and that starting defense is still in there. So. It was almost like a scene from a movie, because the first time that Cam Gaddish ran the ball, their defensive end runs in and swipes at him and misses him, and Cam runs right under him and gets probably 10, 12 yards. So, but they, the last play, they scoop and score. We fumble a snap, they scoop and score, and add 6 more points as clock expires. But it is what it is. Didn't play well. We've had to be humbled a little bit. We've had to move on and work on getting better for this week.
Well, you got Childersburg tonight, and you mentioned you had 3 non-region opponents, and Childersburg is another one of those tomorrow night at Legion Stadium.
Yeah. So Childersburg's coming to town. It's a much improved Childersburg team. We've been able to revitalize that game, and Coach Johnson and I said, "Hey, we've got to play each other again."
You guys are actually good friends.
Yeah, we're very good friends. Calling each other a lot when we need stuff and need advice and things like that. And he coached with me when I was at Childersburg. Great guy, stand-up guy. I would do anything for him, but I want to beat him. So. Yeah. I tell him every year, I want you to win every ball game but this one. So after Friday night, he can go win the rest of his games, and I wish him the best of luck.
So how's the rain affected practice this week?
It's been kind of tough. Tuesday we were able to get on the field at the stadium and get some practice in, and it goes back to that working relationship with Coach Carter in Sylacauga. I called him up. He's like, "Coach, come on. We can use half a field. You can use half a field. We'll make it work." So,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's good to have a good working relationship like that when you have a shared stadium. So, but yeah, our hardest part was getting over there. We had to wait on a bus driver to get back so he could take us over and all that stuff, and then bring us back. But that's just logistical stuff that you got to deal with. But did get some practice on the game field. The rain is, we practice on the baseball field. And Coach Strickland is the head baseball coach, and he's also a football coach. So he's usually out there checking out his outfield, and so it's still early, but by the end of the season, that field will be pretty chewed up, and we'll have to reseed it and top dress it and stuff like that, like we do every year. But other than that, we've gotten some good practice in. Monday was hit and miss. Monday it was raining when we started, and I'm like, all right, we got to go inside. So we did like some small group stuff and used the elementary gym. We did some film.
This kind of messes things up a little bit.
It screws up your whole plan. Mm-hmm. On Sundays we have coaches meetings, and we get a plan together for every day of the week. We need to do this, and this. And then Monday gets here, and you're like, well, here's the rain. So that screws up the whole plan as far as getting things done.
Yeah. B.B. Comer and Childersburg, Friday night kickoff, 7 o'clock at Legion Stadium in Sylacauga. Childersburg coming off a 28-14 loss at Munford. And you talked about being much improved. But let's talk about this B.B. Comer team. And let's start with your quarterback, Harvey. How did he perform last week in that loss?
I thought he played really, really well at times. He tried to do a little bit too much at times and tried to make stuff happen that wasn't there. Had 2 interceptions that he kind of forced the throw. I thought he did some good things with his feet. That's one thing about him is that he can utilize his feet and his arm as weapons for us. So there was a couple times where he used his feet and took off and got yardage. Early in the game, he had a big gain. He got tackled out of bounds and ended up halfway under the fence. So, for him to get up, keep getting up from stuff like that, shows his toughness. Got hit throwing the ball one time, and I was glad to see he got up during that because he took a good shot there. But Devin's tough, and he'll be able to lead. He's starting to fit into that role a little bit more, and explaining to him periodically, hey, you're not there to be these guys' buddy. You got to get them in line. It's okay to get onto your friend at receiver and say, hey, line up right, or hurry up, or tell the offensive lineman, you got to get your butt lined up so we can run the play, or whatever the case may be. You're the boss.
2 of the better running backs in the county, Tilly of Childersburg and Harris of B.B. Comer, on the same field tomorrow night. It should be interesting.
Yeah, it should be an interesting night. the Tilly kid, man, he's really gotten a lot better. He's really improved. I was fortunate to coach his older brother when I was at Chillsburg, and watching him on film, he looks a lot like Tim did on film, just kind of built the same way and moves the same way. So, and then Kamor, he's a very, very powerful runner, and has speed. He's got kind of both combinations. And you seldom see a back his size, much less a back his size that has that kind of speed. So, should be a good matchup. You talk about the weather. The weather's been changing back and forth. The last I saw, I think we're going to be clear, but that could change at any minute.
Never know. Before we go, you're the athletic director at BB Comer as well. What's going on in other sports right now?
Volleyball's getting kicked off and rolling, and their first home match is tonight. So looking forward to that. They've been on the road. Went to Chillsburg earlier in the week and played, and did pretty well. So our volleyball program's thriving. We've got 3 teams: a junior high, a JV, and a varsity team, and got a lot of girls involved in sports there. Our non-fall sport female athletes are getting some work in during their. We have a workout class, weightlifting at the end of the day. So our girls are getting work in 5 days a week. Our guys are getting some work in 5 days a week. So our administration has us set up where we can have those kids, at least most of them, that last period of the day, and that's huge. Getting them in the weight room, getting them out on the field, being able to do some agility work and speed work with them and stuff like that. So,
all right. Coach Adam Fossett, the head football coach and athletic director at BB Comer. The Tigers host Childersburg tomorrow night. Kick at 7 o'clock. Coach, we'll see you at the stadium tomorrow, and good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
More Daybreak coming up right after this. The Coach Adam Fossett Show brought to you by the BB Comer Alumni Association.